So Cardi B is back online talking and proving more and more so every day that she's a liar and that she just be chit-chatting, jaw-jacking. You understand? So listen, Potent Pondering, please come in, thumbs up this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, hit all notifications so you know each and every time I upload. Listen, I uploaded a Vlogmas video. Also, make sure that you go check that out. So listen, I want to talk about Cardi B. So she went on live and I guess that she's upset because her fans calling her a 304, HOE or whatever, because she's a club she's being in a club, so a club HOE. Now, I want to say this, and I'm going to play the video and just let Cardi talk out, and then I'm going to give my opinion on how I feel after it. But I feel like Cardi never sticks to what she states, right? And another thing is that I'm very concerned with, and I'll go into further detail after I play the video, but it's just like, why are you only finding enjoyment in being in a club? So anyway, nonetheless, let's just get into this real quick, and then I'm going to make some notes, and then we're going to come back and chit chat.
Because I feel like a lot of people been seeing me out, and like on the internet, they having all like these type of mixed up opinions. Like it's like, oh, she's always outside. She's finally happy to do, like she's finally happy that she's being a hoe, blah, blah, blah. And I hate when I feel like as men, they usually say that, like, oh, she's just being a hoe. And it's like, I'm not being a hoe, because after I leave the club, I take this wet ass fucking bed with no dick to give it to. So I hate that. Like, I feel like me and my boy was talking about this. Like, it's like after you have like a breakup, like after you have a breakup, you have to you have to just live a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You can, if you're in the house, even if you work, like you could work and get that money, but it's like you overthink of your situation and overthink it, and it's like that might fry you again. Not only might that fry you, that might make you sad, that might depress you, that might make you do dumb decisions like hit up your ex or something like that. So it's like, like I want to go out, like, and it's been a long time, and I hate that people be like, oh, you too old to be going out, you too old to be going out. Bitch, I'm in my 30s, and it's like I worked my ass off, and I was put up for a whole 7 years. Like I need to live a little bit. I haven't. One of the reasons, not one of the reasons, but like when like all like those years that I was like, whatever, I feel like I wasn't restricted necessarily. I wouldn't say I was necessarily restricted of going out. I really wasn't, but I was just so focused on like how the internet used to treat me and like how people used to like view me as. I was like, I was just like in a state that I didn't even notice that. Even when I felt like I wasn't depressed, I just wasn't being myself.
Listen, you already know the first thing I want to touch on is the last thing she said, right? So the last thing she said, she's talking about, Cardi is always bringing it back to some sympathy, talking about the people on the internet, this and that, this and that. Well, you've been very vile too. I think that she does that just to bring it home so people have some sort of sympathy for her. Right? So that's how I feel about that part of it. So Cardi B said that, she's going outside and, people are calling her a 304 HOE for being outside, whatever. Cardi, what I think it is that, you know what? And I don't want to hurt my New York City subscribers. And I know that some of y'all, all of y'all is not like this, but a lot of y'all are. Not a lot of y'all meaning like you, but a lot of people in the city, they're fashion obsessed. They want to be in the club showing off fashions. They just obsessed with certain things. And like, that's why I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, I always have family in New York City and I've traveled through it or whatever. And when I was younger, I used to be like, yo, I wish I lived in Brooklyn, Queens, never the Bronx. But I wish I lived in like one of those two boroughs I mentioned, because I just feel like New York City, they have so much. But when you meet so many people down there, they lack variety. Cardi, you're running up in a club every weekend. It's just like, what do you get out of that? And not only, and it's like, I know that y'all think I just be playing, but Cardi has a young child. Why are you going in the club being with all of these thoughts around you, bumping all around you? Then you got to go back and kiss your baby all in the face and talking about you're newly single, right? So I want to touch on some points that I did write down. So she says she's newly single. Also, Cardi, you talking about you've been kept up or you've been put up. You ain't been kept up and put up, because during your marriage to Offset, you went to the club and you had those black women attacked by men. You wasn't put up. I think that you try to like put this facade out there that you was some sort of just like tucked away type girl, like, you know, didn't see the streets. She don't even know what the streets look like. No, you've been out, you've been performing, doing little shows and stuff like that, and you've been a very vile person while you've been out. I don't know why you're trying to rewrite history and try to make it seem like you not this person, Cardi. So, yeah, so she says she have to live life a little. Why is living life a little always running up in the club? Do you ever go to what's that place, Top Golf? Do you ever just go out to dinner with your peoples? Like, you know what I mean? And what I find very concerning is that, okay, I get it. On top of all of that, you are still a new mom. You still need to have your normalcy and do stuff like that. But it's just like every weekend you're in a club, and I think that you like that because of whatever it gets, like the people talking, the videos leak online or whatever, and you out there with T Styles wishing that you was with Star Brim. Because I ain't never see her hang with T Styles like that. You know, I never seen it, right? So, and another thing that I wanted to touch on too, what Cardi mentioned, she was like, and this is what I feel. And if you're an adult, look at me in the eyes, right? When it comes to this life nobody said that this would be easy. Nobody said. You're gonna have days when you feel sad. You wanna, and I'm gonna give you a life cheat code right here, right? A lot of the times when people, I feel like they do toxic and negative things, like when it comes to their self, when they're coping, it's like, say somebody passes away. Say you have a death in your family today, right? You're gonna feel sad for the next 2-3+ weeks, depending on who that person is. But it's how you navigate around it. I feel like Cardi being a celebrity, and I don't know what she's. I mean, they say she has therapists and all of that due to what she went through with Tasha K. But you're gonna feel sad sometimes. Certain days you're gonna feel sad. It's like you can't just be running around the world and trying to avoid your emotions. Like that's not how the world works. It's not how it works. You're gonna be sad sometimes. What you think, just because you ain't in the tenement buildings no more with the roaches and rats, that you supposed to have happy days every day? It don't work like that. It's how you navigate around those days. We all have bad days, all right? So I just don't understand her saying that. I feel like she lived in some sort of lollipops and cupcakes land where you think it's supposed to be perfect. And then she talking about people calling her old. She in her 30s. Oh, how that feel? You know, people. Yeah, you are in your 30s. Cardi is not old, but yeah. How does that feel with people calling you old and you know you calling other people old or whatever? And you seen that video I did the other day. She looked a little aged in the face, doing too much surgery, lying about it, doing the perjury. You know what I mean? So Cardi, I just want to say this: your fans wouldn't be calling you 304s, and you couldn't wait to be a 304. If they'd seen more variety from you. But like some people from New York City, I lack variety. I want to go sit up in BBQs. You want to have the same drinks over and over. You want to go over to City Island and get that tight-ass seafood from, do they get it from Maine? I don't know. But you lack variety, and you can see it in you even though you have money. Like, you lack variety like a person who want to eat Chipotle bowls every week. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I just want to know what you think about that, with Cardi getting offended with the fans calling her a 304. Get into the comments. Let me know what you think about that. The next thing I want to move on to is this whole Charlamagne the God calling Drake out, saying that he's the donkey of the day, right? Now, I never listened to this audio. I want to bring it up and personally listen to it with y'all, and then I'm going to make my notes of how I feel. I do want to, no, I'm going to save my notes for the end in regards to Kendrick Lamar, but let's go.
All I'm saying, Aubrey, is stop acting like you haven't been the beneficiary of record label technology, okay? You being a whole hoe simply because you lost. Simply because Kendrick Lamar kicked your ass lyrically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. And anybody acting like this is anything more than Drake's feelings being hurt, you a hoe too. A OV hoe to be exact, okay? He's fighting the same war that Michael Jackson fought. Drake is taking a stand for the art and the artists. People who are running with that narrative would hold Drake's penis while he pees and shake it for him when he's finished. Okay, Drake has been handling this terribly since Not Like Us dropped. And please, let's keep this in mind. Drake, you're in this position because you tapped out. Okay, you chose to tap out after you heard Not Like Us. Kendrick dropped too much tune for your head top. Okay, he gave you Euphoria, 616 in LA, Meet the Grams, and Not Like Us. It was too much for you because you didn't have to tap out after the Hard Part 6. You could have went in the studio and gave us a bop. You the bop guy. You could have got with some ghostwriters, went in the studio and wrote a hit to combat Not Like Us, but you chose not to. You tapped out. Kendrick won, and he told you to squabble up, not lawyer up, but you chose to get the lawyers because you lost the squabble. Please give Aubrey Drake Graham the sweet sounds of the Hamiltons.
You are the donkey of the day. You are the donkey of the day. Yeehaw.
And I'm gonna tell Drake exactly, what I've been telling him since the summer. Take a break. Go away. Let nostalgia
Agreed.
bring you back. People will miss you. You see what J. Cole is doing. People don't even care. He tapped out of the rap battle anymore.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because he's taking folks down memory lane with the audio scripted series he's doing. He got the 10-year anniversary of Forest Hill Drives coming in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Just announced Dreamville.
Just announced Dreamville Fest. Like, yo, nostalgia will bring you back. You have that much history in the game, Drake. But right now, you need to take a break.
So listen, I definitely, I don't rock with Charlamagne the God. I feel like he has some wayward, erroneous claims when it comes to certain artists who I personally like. But when it came to Drake, yes, I do think on point. He's on point with that. I already told you the trick analogy that came with Drake. As it regards to like certain songs I used to hear, like God's Plan and Too Bad and We Kissing and The Rape. I used to hear those songs back to back on the radio, so I know that it was payola used. Ain't no songs was getting played. I heard God's Plan on the radio probably 4 times within an hour one time. You can't tell me he never benefited. So yeah, I do agree with Charlamagne the God when he talked about that whole thing about trickonology, right? And he said that Drake lost the battle. Yes, he did lose the battle. He lost it because he didn't listen. You know what? There's a cocky point that I felt like when it came with Drake where he didn't feel like he wanted to continue to respond to Kendrick Lamar because he felt like he was giving him clout. With no doubt, he did give him clout. But listen, Kendrick took that clout and he ran with it. He ran with it. And he did what he was supposed to do. And I'm proud of him for doing that because listen, he turned more. He turned that opportunity to gain more listeners over than more than what he had. So I ain't mad at him for that. And he said, talked about people saying that Drake was taking the stand for something like, doing something since Michael Jackson. Shut that up. Shut it up. Drake benefited from this system too. The Spotify trickery, the damn radio trickery. I know that he got payola before. I don't want to hear none of that. And then he was talking about Kendrick's releases. Euphoria, my favorite. I say that every time I get a chance to talk about Euphoria. I like Euphoria more than Not Like Us and more than Squabble Up. It's just sickening. It's sickening. And then he said Drake tapped out. He definitely tapped out, and that connects kind of to where he didn't want to give any more clout or whatever. And now you want to sue, so he can't perform Not Like Us at the NFL. I hope he's still performing. I hope he do. Drake is looking hurt. Is biracial hurt. And listen, you're gonna have to just move on from this, Drake. Point blank. Like he said, take a break. And then come back. But Drake been dropping little records here and there. They ain't really been doing anything like he would drop before, and it would like boom up. He's been dropping little records here and there. But nonetheless, I want to move on. Leave the comments and let me know what you think about Drake being called out by Charlamagne the God as the donkey of the day. You remember Charlamagne the God did that to Nicki before too. So, I feel a certain way about Charlamagne, but I think with this one, he was definitely on point. So let's move on. So the next thing I want to talk about is Nicki Minaj. So Nicki Minaj is gloating her new, her recently released Pink Print Anniversary album. The Pink Print Anniversary album debuted back at number 36 on the Billboard Top 200 album charts. And so Nicki Minaj came out today. And she said, in regards to the new numbers, she said 10 years later, the Barbs added 22,000 album sales to the Pink Print. Like, oh, Barbs, you're taking it. The Pink Print 10th anniversary, the Pink Print 10th year anniversary. All right. So total consumption was 22,000 units. Album plus, album sales was 11K pure sales. Oh, we ate that up. You ate that up. Who's doing 11K pure with female rapper? Huh? What other female rapper perfume was in there? Because I must have missed it. All right. So listen, total consumption and then the streams was 15 million streams. That was crazy off of an album that's already been out. So that was that, right? And then number one. So she said number one top catalog album, number one digital album, top 5 digital album at number 5, top 10 Billboard rap number 6, top 10 vinyl sales number 10. So we did the damn thing. I was in them vinyl sales. Was you in them vinyl sales? Listen, top 16 album sales and number 36 on the Billboard Top 200. Like, who won it? Who won it? Who won it with Minaj? Not the one shaking her rear up in the club every weekend. She off in the deep end, trying to get that freak in. She up in the club trying to bag a Puerto Rican. Why not the Dominican, Why she don't want the Dominican, Huh? But anyway, salute to Nicki Minaj. I'm happy for her success. I'm happy that she's happy with the numbers nonetheless. 10-year project, already been on streaming. You know, I did a video yesterday. I talked about that. I did in my video yesterday, I mentioned how Beam Me Up Scotty had never been on streaming and how it just came to streaming. And that was the reason why there was a big rush to that album. Then we had Fractions, then we had Seeing Green. So listen, a lot of those different songs contributed to that. Itty Bitty Piggy was the first time. Chirac, all of that was on streaming for the first time. Come on. A lot of people were excited and they just couldn't hide it. But listen, Potent, Pondering, Never Pandering. I want you to get in the comments. Let me know what you think about Cardi being called a 304 by her fans. And she said it's her male fans doing it. Calling her a 304. Let me know what you think. I think that Cardi, again, she suffers from cognitive dissonance. She doesn't really know. She says one thing, she does the other. And those are the type of people who I personally stay away from in life. I just do. I just don't like them because they say one thing, they do the other. Boom, 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 boom. Also, let me know what you think about Drake being called out by Charlamagne God as Donkey of the Day. And of course, the Nicki commentary. Make sure that you look at my channel and look at the Vlogmas videos, you know. I just like to do more real talk in those situations and just talk about different things. So make sure that you check that out. Click around on my channel. Potent, Pondering, Never Pandering, Never Panhandling. Listen, I'm up out of here. Peace.